You too. What do they do? It is your boy, Lowkey. No one look at you there. I'm saying I come back to y'all with another video. As y'all can see by the title, we gonna talk about some, some self-help stuff. You know what I'm saying? But on a real note, before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't be dumb as hell. Click that bell. Turn on post notifications so you get notified every single video. Hey man, let's get straight to it. Hey man, sometimes we just gonna have to wake up and really tighten up. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of us is young. I get a lot of us want to have fun. I'm not trying to say having fun is a bad thing. We all been through it. I've been through it, you know what I'm saying? I noticed recently, you know what I'm saying, like some people around me, cause I ain't gonna lie, I've been ghosting for real. And some people probably think like, there's something off, like, oh, like what's going on? Why don't you go out as much as you used to? Blah, blah, blah. I think sometimes it could just be me with my scenarios and stuff like that. But now understanding more about the world is kind of like, why am I going to do all these things if everything, it's not even fully about everything being in order, not being in order, even though that is the stem of it. But it's like knowing how much a house, an apartment is going to cost, financing a new car and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, are the priorities right? I mean, there's this quote, you know what I'm saying? Like, the quote goes like this: living in the now means absolutely nothing if it costs you your future. I feel like at one point or another, you know what I'm saying, we're just gonna have to understand that, like, we are gonna have to take that extra mile into the things we do, make those, tough decisions. I wouldn't even fully say it's tough depending on your scenario. It might not be tough on you, it might be more so tough on other people. You might be in a space where people want to hang out, have fun, all this and that. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but one thing is, whether it comes to you or your peoples, if you feel like your people's being off, you gotta understand, like, a lot of times people just need to get their priorities straight. And not even just that, but just kind of be ahead of their priorities. If you're not ahead of your priorities, it's like, even when you're having fun, it's like you still got all these things to take care of and stuff like that. And it's something that's just gonna weigh in the back of your mind. Some people are really careless into this, where it doesn't even weigh in the back of their mind. It just kind of hits them in the face. It's like, oh, I gotta owe this much, blah, blah, blah. There's this thing I gotta take care of, blah, blah. And a lot of times, sometimes you gotta understand, if you don't fully have that structure to be living in the sense of, like you managing your apartment, your house, and all this other kind of stuff, full on responsibility, being independent, all that other kind of stuff. I just feel like, you gotta do what's necessary. You gotta step away from the fun momentarily. It's very temporary. You don't have to be the whole time. But I ain't gonna lie, one way or another, you gotta do it till you get it. Like, you just gotta do what's necessary. And one thing in life is just like, a lot of people aren't conscious of it, but you are. I've had many friend groups in them times of being, with having fun. I've been with many different types of friend groups, even people that don't even fit what I do in a way. You know what I'm saying? Just because I was like on that extroverted vibe, I was just trying to get into like social circles, all that other kind of stuff. And through that, I'm like realizing that, like, a lot of people genuinely aren't wired the way you are. And a lot of people literally are wired a certain way. I'm pretty sure you have friends that, they can't go through their day or their week without smoking a joint or something. And it's very weird, but that's just how they is. And if they're gonna change, it's low-key on their accord. You could tell them all the things in the world, but that's something that's as natural to them as waking up, brushing your teeth, walking out the house or something. So a lot of times you can't really factor into the change when it comes to that. And that's where it gets to that decision within yourself, where it's like, okay, I gotta do what's necessary for me, And like, a lot of times it does get tough, especially when you get to like your 20s, because that's when, a lot of us are most likely gonna have cars, driving, money, working a job. So, you might have an active circle, small or large. And there's nothing wrong with it, but I just feel like one thing at the end of the day, you must stay on track with what you're trying to go for, because having fun is cool, it really is, but you don't want to get way off track, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like 27, 28, 29, just finally starting to, like, you know, get your shit together because you were having fun all these other years. And mind you, it is like a tough bargain, because really it's like the 25 and under, this is where you can low-key be carefree. You should be going to the clubs, you should be doing all this other stuff, because one way or another, I kind of get it with the youth thing. It's like doing certain things at a later age, it gets a little played out. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? For example, like going to the mall. Like if you're going to the mall post age 21 and you're not with your friends and stuff, is, I don't know. I mean, nowadays when I go to a mall, it's just be straight high schoolers. You know what I'm saying? I'll just say for the guys who probably want to like spit game or whatever the case may be. But even besides the point, you need to do what is necessary to get it all together, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like if you're a man over the age of 22, 23, if you have less than 5,000 for whatever the given reason, man, even if it was, you know what I'm saying, like you splurge, whatever the case may be, bruh, lock in, bro. Lock in, bro, because pretty much putting yourself out there for people. Imagine, not everybody's gonna be needy, not everybody's gonna be like a beggar or whatever, but putting yourself out there is you're going to radiate energy into people, and people are gonna want your energy, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna want your time, they're gonna want to talk to you a lot. You might even get in a situation where you gotta spend money, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, going out places, on a date, you get invited, whatever the case may be, and you just gotta make sure at the end of the day, you're always able to keep this shit going, you know what I mean? And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, it ain't even just the service level social aspect. It's like, how close are you to getting that next car? How close are you to getting that house? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times, like, you get too deep into hanging out that you slowly stop to think about it, you know what I mean? And obviously save as much money as you can, because, you know what I'm saying, the economy is basically meant to screw us over. It's crazy, but yeah, man, just try to do what's necessary, because like a lot of times, like, people around you will never understand. Like nowadays, I feel like I'm at a very peak of emotional intelligence. Like, if somebody ghosts me for whatever reason, doesn't matter, male, female, whatever the case may be, doesn't matter if I just met you, I've known you for a long time, I feel like I'm at an emotional maturity where I can understand that, like, they got something going on that most cases may not have to do with me. And if it does have to do with me, it's their own inter conflict, you know what I mean? It might be just something one-sided. It's nothing for me to get offended. If you feel like I'm holding you back, do you and do what you gotta do. If you feel like I don't align with the plan, like we cool, do you, you know what I'm saying? I understand that everyone has their different paths, everyone has their different things to do. It's completely understandable. And a lot of times people ain't fully like cutting you off. Sometimes people just need to love you from a distance, because like, it's like I always keep saying, if you're a creative, an entrepreneur, whatever the case may be, until you have that stuff finite, and you know, obviously if you're doing or pursuing it before you're like the age of like 19, 20, 21, then it's different, because you could still be social and stuff, because you know, you really don't owe much at that point. But it gets to that point where, you know, at one point you have to prioritize like what you have to do, because that isn't finite, you know what I mean? Like, I know there's other videos where I probably low-key slandered like other regular jobs, and like I said, ain't nothing wrong with 9 to 5 at all, you know what I'm saying? Like, my next job might end up working security too, from what I've been hearing. But for me to like try to, or for anyone trying to go into like entrepreneurism or being a creative, you know what I'm saying, whether it's film, art, music, you know what I'm saying, or like actual entrepreneurism, like, you know what I'm saying, marketing a brand or product or whatever, it's like there's a deeper extent of work, and that window of opportunity isn't always going to be there, but the window of opportunity to like get those other jobs will always be there. You can literally devote 3 years or 5 years into trying to become the next rapper, try to, you know what I'm saying, be like this film director or creating a product or whatever the case may be. You can literally devote all that time. Win or lose, you can still get that 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? But that opportunity to do that, bro, the amount of work you got to put in, the way you have to be strategic, and you know what I'm saying, it's a certain amount of work that a lot of people can't do. You know what I'm saying? I saw this interview with Will Smith and it made me think, like, people who are big, like, you know what I'm saying, like Will Smith, other actors and singers and stuff, like, they make hard sacrifices. And I get it. It's to a point where, like, at some point you can't even be as much emotionally inclined. Like, you have to love and obsess with your craft. And a lot of people don't understand that. And it's like, I can't put no blame on them. They're not conscious of it. They don't get it, but you do. Because a lot of times people ain't gonna be conscious of that kind of stuff. People don't really think about the deeper outlook, you know what I'm saying? And this all snapped at me like out of nowhere, like 2 years ago, where I'm just like, damn, like me and my friend, there was a point we was hanging out almost like every week. And I'm not gonna lie, I was going through, you know what I'm saying, like I owed so much stuff. I still, you know what I'm saying, I still try to keep up with them, but it just got to a point where I'm just like, damn, bro, I mean, like hanging out is cool and all that, but like at some point, you know, it almost feels like, you know, like that one clingy girlfriend or whatever. It's just like at some point, like, man, like I need my space. Like I need to figure this out, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be real, for me, it's not like I have this huge family that's like putting me on with everything, you know what I'm saying? Like having like the older cousin or sister or whatever, you know what I'm saying, doing your driver's test for you or all that. No, that's not how it is. Everything I've learned, I had to learn, you know what I'm saying? I had to do it, fail, whatever the case may be, like I had to do it. And that's the thing, especially if you don't have like a lot of backups and safety nets. It's like, it's even more crucial to kind of go about things this way. And I'm not mad at anyone, and I don't feel like anyone should be mad at me for what I do and the decisions I make. It's just sometimes you have to understand, bro, like sometimes you're conscious of things and people ain't. You could be around a group of people who, you know what I'm saying, smoking, drinking, clubbing all the time, and sure, that shit could be fun, but you know that they're not conscious of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally losing brain cells. They're literally getting themselves in all these altercations and stuff. And it's like, you are intelligent enough to know, like, okay, there's a limit. I shouldn't be here for this long, or I'm not gonna do this for this long. But they don't. And they're gonna keep wanting more. They're gonna wanna keep making shit go further when it needs to be. And sometimes it ain't that deep and it ain't even to that extent. But like a lot of times people ain't conscious of the greater vision, like thinking outside the box, but you might be. And that's the thing, at the end of the day, you can't really blame those people. And when you going on your path, like that's one thing to always remember. Like they might not be conscious of it, but you are. And at the end of the day, like that's the same reason why you gotta stay tunnel vision. You gotta keep doing what you gotta do, because you could say it all you want. You might even show it every once in a while. But you know what I'm saying? Like say you want to be a YouTuber and stuff, you could be making the videos and stuff, but people don't understand, like when you actually do YouTube and you understand the algorithm, it's just like the work you gotta put in, probably uploading maybe 5 videos a day or a week and stuff. And it's like, I need the time, and you know what I'm saying, if you can't follow through with the program, it's like, that's what it is. Like yeah, a lot of times you may be conscious of it, but they won't. But that's all I gotta say. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video off right here. If you guys would like more videos like this, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy LowkeyyNoel on the cut, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe for more. I'm about to ride on that guy. Wait, pause. Anyways, I'm gone.
Ask me if you were someone I should have messed with. To be honest, I don't even know. I just go with the flow, keeping up my hopes. Don't regret what I did. I'm so tired of all this shit. We fell in love again. How can I get